Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Clover and I am your new resident Kelpie. Now, I know what you must be thinking. Clover, aren't Kelpies human-eating water demons? And yes, we are. Great job knowing your mythological creatures. Lucky for you guys, I already ate dinner. So instead of dragging you down into an early watery grave, we are going to start a new run for Scarlet Hollow. This game is perfection. 10 out of 10. And I have so many runs of this that I am going to do, y'all. Currently, there are the 4 episodes. 5th comes out as of this recording next week, if I remember correctly. But don't worry, there's so much to see, to do, things will change. The storyline, fantastic, I'm in love. So, we are going to be starting a new one. The current run that I'm doing, I have been playing on my Twitch streams, and that will be on there, and I will eventually be moving a lot of my Twitch streams VODs to YouTube. I'm just fucking lazy and haven't remembered to do that shit yet. So, I'm not gonna spoil anything more for you guys. Also, heads up, it's 10 p.m. as I'm recording this, so yes, I'm going to yawn. Yes, I have a Mountain Dew to try and keep myself awake, but don't worry, when we get to the storyline, the story will keep me awake. So don't you fucking worry. Also, we will mess with the volume as we go. Scene by scene, it will be different. Sometimes it will get fucking loud, sometimes it won't sound like anything is happening at all. My first playthrough, my name is Clover, so that'd be a little bit silly, so I'm gonna put my name as Kelpie. Why? Because I can. Because you're not the boss of me. I live in the city of Constantinople. I'm pretty sure that's not how you Constantinople. Pretty sure that's not how you spell it, but that's how I'm gonna spell it. Okay, so you're seeing where we're going. So you have he, him, they, them, she, her. I believe I'm playing she, her in my other one. It's not like it matters, so I'll probably just stick with they, them. I identify as she, her, but I could not give any fucks. I mean, I do give no fucks about it. As long as I know you're talking to me and you're not being rude as fuck, I will probably answer. So I will just pick they, them for the simple I don't give a crap. And I don't necessarily really, I mean, I can't think off the top of my head how it's affected the game. Alright, now here's the big thing. 2 traits. This playthrough, being our first after the original, is going to be so different. I picked, for the first playthrough that I have been playing on Twitch, I picked Book Smart and Talk to Animals. Y'all, if you pick this game up, which I highly recommend you do, Talk to Animals is the fucking GOAT. I cannot wait to see how different the game feels not having it on, because you get so much fucking information and it is so crazy. So, but we are not doing that. We are not going to do the 2 that I have done currently. So, but that's Talk to Animals, obviously speaks for itself. Book Smart doesn't necessarily, at least in my first run, seem to be as helpful. So take that with a grain of salt. So the other options, Powerful Build, Mystic, see Threads of Reality. So I think I will click Mystic. That seems like it'll be cool. Street Smart, Keen Eye and Hot. I think I'm going to go for Keen Eye. I'm kind of stuck between Street Smart and Keen Eye, but I think this, knowing the game as I do currently, I think Keen Eye may be more helpful. So I am very excited to see how the game changes with these, and also I am going to be actively trying new things that aside from what I've done in my other playthrough. So this is a interactive story, more so than a game, but it's still so good. I'll probably do voices here and there if I find a character that I really like. Cough cough, Gretchen, cough cough, for those in the know. Otherwise, I might just play around with it as we go. But who knows? So I'm very excited to see where this gets us. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off, and now, here you are, again. Awake again, and still exhausted. And also, I'm not a professional reader. Shocking. So I will fuck it up. For a moment, you're hazy on the details of where exactly here is, confusing this bus with the many others that came before it. But as your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops in seedy depots that would have felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl Ann Scarlet, your cousin's mother, and your aunt seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Okay, first thing, which obviously I did not get before, our mystical talent has given us our first little glimpse of something different. But it was also more than just the social pressure of the invitation that pushed you to accept it. Something has been tugging you back to this place your entire life. There was no choice to be made, because you were always going to find yourself here. So when your cousin called, you knew what had to be done. So I'm really excited to see how that is going to turn out. And now, the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. Ding ding ding! They said the thing! The stranger speaking to me. So anyway, as I was saying. Hello, sir. Oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. You're not sure he even stopped when he started to doze off. At first you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I don't like people in general, and I don't go out of my way to talk to strangers in any situation, let alone on public transportation. So that's just creepy as fuck. I was up in Maryland looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff, you know, pushing joggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. Okay, and then we get to choose something. Okay, and I mean, it's been a while since I've gone to the beginning of the game, so I'm gonna say, wait, what? I don't know how I want to play this necessarily. And it'll be interesting to see if either of my two little traits kick in. Because I only really remember that he's a creep, and that this conversation made me choose to be allergic to peanuts. Yeah, you know, teen stuff. Kind of tame for the teenagers of today, I think. So this girl comes up to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she was gonna call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend, and he said it hurt a lot, so I guess she really was mad and not just playing. But she kept swinging, and soon enough, she lost her balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. We had a good laugh and fished her out, and her phone got soaked so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day. She kind of became my girlfriend after that, and we've been on and off for about a year, so it's pretty serious. Though about 5 months ago, she tried to break up with me. Like, for real, and geez, you ever get so mad you just want to, like, kill somebody? Yeah, how did I know this was where we were going? Let's see. I'm gonna say no, not really. This is a strange man on a bus. I would hate to have to get stabbed on a Greyhound bus before I even meet my mysterious cousin. That's the other thing with this game is at no point in any of the choosing situations have I ever really felt safe in my choice, so I'm like making them very seriously. Okay, so then I will try to do the not really. I think I kind of went along with it at the beginning in my first one, but who knows? No, not really. In real life, also no, not really. That seems like a lot of work, and I'm lazy. You're young. You'll get it when somebody tries to break your heart someday. It changes a person. Makes them think things they never thought they could. I wonder if this is foreshadowing. I never thought about that. I wonder if this is foreshadowing. I honestly could have killed that woman. Anyway, she's giving birth to our son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. But I don't know if I'm, like, into that stuff, so I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I've always wanted to go there. Do you love... Ooh, okay. Keen Eye is saying something. Do you love her enough to make this work? I'll go along with it. I'll mess around with the Keen Eye stuff. You were so worked up by the thought of losing her that you threatened to kill her, but now that she's giving birth to a child you created together, you're planning on running off? Also, not a lot of times will my choice, like when I click it, be different from when it types it out. So that's cool. Like, it gave me the short thing, but now it's an actual, like, longer thing for me to read. Even if you love her, think about whether that love is strong enough that you'd be able to handle raising a kid together. Think about how your actions are going to impact his life and whether removing yourself would be better for him in the long run. Huh. Yeah. Good stuff to think about. If I talk at him, will he leave me the fuck alone? Anyway, where'd you say you were headed? Ooh, another... I kind of dig that it's giving me a little bit more to go on with these new perks, these new traits. Home, I think. I've never been, but I've felt it like a call at the back of my mind for as long as I can remember. Some things can only be put off for so long. Yeah, because that's how you talk to a person in real fucking life. The young man anxiously shifts in his seat. For one perceptible moment, it's his turn to feel uncomfortable, before he catches himself and heartily laughs. I like making people uncomfortable after they've been annoying me for hours. Oh, you must be talking about Scarlet Hollow, right? Or the Holler, as they call it in the mountains. That's the only other stop until this bus turns around, so if you aren't getting off at my stop, you must be headed up that way. Almost nobody ever goes there. I'm usually alone on the bus by now. Though, actually, I had a couple of buddies who went up there to work in the mine. There's a coal mine up in the Holler, you see, and there's always a job listing or two on the boards around here. I've never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks. But my buddies got desperate enough to try it. I haven't heard from them in a while, now that I think about it. I should see if they're on Facebook. See how they're doing up there. At least I know that this world has Facebook. Hope they didn't die. Yeah, because that's the joke to make at this point. Ooh, I like the noises too. Like, the atmosphere's amazing. Oh. Alright, it moved on without me. Oh, this is me. It was lovely meeting you. Hope you don't get too bored without me around to talk to. Here, I have something for you. Oh no. I can already tell that I hate it. The stranger rifles through his pack before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts. They're boiled peanuts. I got them at a gas station to food buses back. Foo? I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. Plus, they dripped all over my bag, so I don't want to carry them anymore. Tip. Sometimes picking a dialogue option establishes new facts about who you are. And in my first playthrough, I told him I was allergic because I didn't want anything to do with that, and I hate the fact that it's making dripping noises in my fucking ears. I hope you guys can hear that. According to my OBS, you probably should be able to hear that. But I don't... Screw you and your peanuts! I'm not eating the peanuts. Sure, let's say I love boiled peanuts. I've never had one and I never want to. You take the boiled peanuts. Ugh. Nice! I love boiled peanuts! Glad they're going to a good home. And with that, I leave you. Safe travels, friend. You were only slightly less creepy this time. Very slightly. And just like that, the stranger is gone. Maybe you can finally get some sleep. Bus driver. Next stop, Scarlet Hollow, end of the line. Almost there. So this is also in, like, episodes, so each of my, like, videos will then be, like, an episode. With, obviously, time in between. To see what you guys think. And your vibes. And if you have any theories or any offshoots of, like, what I do, I'm, again, I'm at least planning enough runs to have used every single trait. So, at least another 2 runs, and then shenanery. The bus finally comes to a stop, its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk, though for a small town like this, you're amazed there's so much as a road, let alone a bus that drives on it every week. It really gets crazy with some of the sounds. And also, keep your eyes on the background. Shit gets bonkers in the background. Just saying. The driver quickly shuts the doors behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you and this place behind. Dude, same. Arrives Monday 11, departs Monday 11:01. Yep. Hey, Kelby. You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin, Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. And she'll continue to look annoyed to be here for the foreseeable future. I am going to try and be nicer to her than I have been previously, but that's all I can say. It's not a promise, but I'm gonna try. I'm definitely not offering her the peanuts. Hey Tabitha. Come on, let's get back to the estate. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Down here is in the station, down here is in the town, down here what? Your cousin turns and motions to an old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. I don't think I've ever been in a BMW, now that I think about it. Girl needs some sleep, look at those eye bags. It doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Tip. Dialogue options labeled Explore can usually be taken without advancing the story. They can impact relationships and unlock additional story paths, so choose carefully. Okay. Again, this... Of course, one of my playthroughs is going to have to be say stupid fucking shit, because who in their right mind would say, I guess we're both members of the Dead Moms Club now? Sure, I'm trying to be nicer to Tabitha, but there's nice and then there's, I have no idea how to be around human fucking beings. I would literally have gotten myself stabbed on the Greyhound bus 5 seconds ago if I said shit like this. I will say, how are you holding up? Fine. Ooh, keen eye. So yes, I'm going to try to be nice, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to stare into her soul and talk about all the things I see. Are you sure? You seem tense. You know you can talk to me, right? I went through something similar when my own mom passed. Especially because the mystic and the keen eye feel more... Oh, what is the word? like, vocally adding to the story and stuff like that. Whereas with the animal one, obviously you're getting new lines because the animals, but the book smart one is kind of just giving you facts, not really anything else to add to the conversation. She tenses up even more at the mention of your mom, but before letting out a heavy sigh, maybe it's a sore spot for her, you quickly apologize. I'm sorry. I know that's probably not what you're looking to hear right now, but I said it anyway! Look, I appreciate your concern, but I'm fine. Really. No one's actually fine when they say they're fine, because that's a stupid word. I can't believe we've never actually met before this. You have your mom to thank for that. Or had, I guess. So, are you old enough to have known my mother? When did we move? I can't... And I promise you, I still don't know what's going on with this family. Even where I am in my original playthrough. I still have no idea why my mom left, ran away, whatever. You can feel the same careless cruelty in Tabitha's words that your mother would use when she talked about Pearl Ann in the old Scarlets. Careless cruelty, that's an interesting way of wording it. So, like, hurting on purpose, maybe? But not, like, not deeply, but kind of, like, lashing out without thinking too deeply about it. The wound that tore your family apart runs deep enough that it bled through the generations. Yeah, as it is wont to do. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going with the stuff like this. Eyes on the road, ma'am. Why are you looking at me like that? You sound like my mother right now. She hated this side of the family so much. You don't have to become our parents. There are some things in life we get to choose. I don't think that was the right thing to say. Again, I am trying to be your friend, and I'm not saying anything that is wrong. And she chose to leave. Yeah. And I'm not her. I could have chosen to throw your bus tickets in the trash. You make no sense. We don't know her story, but I promise she's just as infuriating 2 episodes from now. You decide to sit in silence with your cousin as the car eases up the steep mountain road. And what a beautiful sight it is. And here it is, the Scarlet Estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you, someone used to cramped apartments in gray cities. I'm taking a look at see if I can see anything interesting in the background. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. Well, if her sister acted like your cousin is about now, that would make sense. The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you. A jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel like it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. Yeah, and I feel like putting it on a cliff is probably not the way to go. But that's just me. You're hit with a blast of dusty air as you step across the threshold and into the foyer. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive, each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak on their hinges and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen. And hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to get to those places. You know, all of 3 places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. Cool, thanks. Moving on. Let's just get the tour over with. Follow me. Aye aye, Captain. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor. You do your best to trace her steps. How... Obviously we were some sort of influential family. How far hath doth fallen that we can't even have floors that work? And it's mind-boggling to me that there are people who live in these conditions, in these situations, and I'm just like, I've been poor, and I've been on public assistance, but I've never been quite that poor. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name is Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixings for peanut butter and jelly. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Oh, you can also access the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Some explore options prevent you from taking others. Okay, so that makes sense. Someone cleans this place? You say someone... Have you ever actually seen that happen? Or does this person just say they did and leave? Do I... You know, I'm feeling sassy because you were a bitch about my mom. Oh, I keep a close watch on Janie. She cleans, but only a very finite piece of this house. Maybe it's not up to your sleek city standards, but this is an old house in the country. There's a level of dirt and grime you have to learn to live with. That is not necessarily true. And certainly not to the extent that it's happening in your house, madam. Y'all could try a little harder, though. I'm just gonna let it go. I'm not being I've already been sassy. I did, and I'm done, and we're moving on. Wonderful. Now that you're done insulting my kitchen, do you have any other questions before we move on to the next part of the tour? What if I want ice cream? Nah, let's go. Alright, what's next on the tour? Bathroom. Follow me. Cat. Great, it's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on the countertop. Is that your cat? Leave the cat be. Yeah, I'm just gonna ask. Is that your cat? What's its name? Frou-Frou. Do not try to pet her. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. She does look a little bit like a bitch, I'm not gonna lie. Pet the cat anyway. Nope. I respect animals and their bodily autonomy. Consent is key. You decide to follow Tabitha's advice. Shall we move on? The bathroom awaits. Yeah, because the bathroom's certainly going anywhere. You once again follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights it'll get easier to navigate these spaces, but for the time being, you feel lucky to have not fallen through the floors. I always feel very thankful when that doesn't happen. Guest bathroom. Not much to show. It's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must, if you must. And then we come... So, what? Janie only cleans the kitchen? And maybe only your personal bathroom, and then you didn't think to clean any other space in the house? Knowing that I was going to show up. Also, I never realized that the light flickers before. That's fucking cool. It is a wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. Which we aren't going to delve into too deeply. But again, this is not the, oh, it's an old house, this is the level of dirt you have to deal with. Not in any lifetime, people. Who exactly uses this bathroom? Guests. Yeah, I clicked on it knowing that that was going to be the answer just because Tabitha reacts that way. Lift the toilet seat. I have regrets. Bugs skitter from the toilet as you lift the seat. You're good, actually. Nah, don't hold it because you don't want bladder damage. A toilet is a toilet. Sure, it could be cleaner, but your business needs doing. This is as good a place as any. You do what you must and rejoin your cousin out in the hall. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour. Follow me. I wonder if she has friends. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Jenny wash them last week. That's not what fresh means. I had to endure a half-hour rant about her kid to get her to do it, so you'd better be grateful. Oh, I promise you I am. And oh my god, you actually asked her to clean someplace other than just the kitchen? Mystical. Oh, shoot. An unmistakable stain coats this room. Someone has died here. No. People have died in here. Which I didn't know until just now, and that's creepy. I mean, of course I assume because the house is old. And because we're here. This is a spooky game, because that's why I picked it. But, you know. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up. But you can use the dresser. It should be empty. Ooh, okay. It's day one. It's day one. I've known this woman for 5 seconds, and we are not friends. I'm not going to ask about people dying here, and I also don't want to know if it was your mom. So I'm going to go with, what's with all the boxes? Old family stuff. Yeah, thanks. Alfred, do you need help moving them? Tabitha eyes you up and down for a moment. No. Who used to sleep here? When? This house is almost 150 years old. Many people have slept here. That's not actually that long of a period of time for a family. That's only a couple of generations, and the house is huge. And you're all of yourself and your mother currently is how many people we know are in this house currently, or were in this house in current times. So you're not using it. So did your mother? And obviously I mean, like, right now, asshole. And now you'll sleep here, carrying on the fine tradition of bedrooms being slept in. I do love whoever... I don't know if it's like, do they have one person for each character? Is it one person doing literally every line? Because I love the writing in this game. Nope, we're not gonna do mystical mode. I guess I'll start to get settled. Follow me, I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. Oh, thank you, kind and benevolent overlord. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. The game makes me feel as if we're like young adults between the ages of 25 and 30. She makes herself sound like she's in her 50s. Return to my duties. Don't expect to see much of me. Some dialogue options will open additional conversation paths, some right away, others down the line. Also, God, I fucking wish I see too much of you in my first playthrough. Sure, I've already stuck my foot in my mouth. You know, we don't have to inherit our parents' bad blood. We can start fresh, now that it's just us. God, yes, okay, we're not our parents. There are some things in life we can choose. Fine, whatever. If I choose to say that, will you stop bringing it up every time we have a conversation? Well, seeing as how you're being a freaking bitch. Okay. I'm sorry I've been testy since you've gotten here. You've been an acceptable guest. I've again been here for 5 minutes. I'm just under a lot of pressure right now. Please just stay out of my hair until later, okay? I have work to do. I would very much like to not be in your hair at all. What kind of work do you do? I run the coal mine, same as every Scarlet who came before me. Except for you and your mom. It requires a lot of time and concentration, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't keep me for long. Ooh, can I come watch? What? No. The mine is dangerous. I can't babysit you and do my job. Just watching. I'm asking to watch you do your job. I didn't say, could I go wandering around underground? That sounds pretty impressive and exciting. Good for you! I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I don't think it is as exciting in the same way I don't think of cleaning a toilet or painting a wall as exciting. It's a task. Well, at least we know where you stand. One of those tasks could use more doing. Again, remembering for my snarky playthrough. That's a healthy mindset. That's a healthy mindset. Seems like a good way to look at a job, instead of convincing yourselves you have to be doing the thing you love the most. It's okay to just have a job. Yeah, exactly. Would I rather be doing something else with my life? Maybe. But I know I have to take over the company, so why think about that other stuff I could be doing? You're depressing. I won't keep you waiting, but we should hang out when you get back. Again, trying to be nice. We'll see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. Bye, cousin. Your cousin leaves through the front door. I don't know why they had to specify that, because where the fuck else would she leave through? Also, door! Moving on. And now it's just you. You and this sprawling, decrepit estate. Okay, I do plan to wander around the house, but not day one, because I feel like that is one of the ways that I will fall through floors. Settle into my room. Now that your cousin is gone, the aches and pains of your journey sink into your bones. As somebody who has chronic pain, and being in a moving vehicle makes it 10 times worse. You stumble back up the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. Because apparently it's only 11 a.m. You stand at the entrance to your room. I don't want to take a nap. Spare clothes in the dresser. Okay. You guys won't know this because we can't talk to animals in this run, but this is Dustin. He is the second best character in the game, if you can speak to animals. You drag your suitcase over to the dresser and open the bottom drawer, and a possum lurks within. It is quiet, but angry. Offer it your boiled peanuts. Oh, so I don't have to carry them. Hold out your still dripping bag. The possum hisses in disgust, stiffens, and begins to drool, feigning death. Same, dude. You close the drawer, you might as well leave it be. You open the top drawer next. It's empty. As good a place as you'll find to put your clothes. I didn't know that we would open any more drawers. For some odd reason, I just thought we would keep our clothes in the bag or whatever. Based on the state of the house, you wonder if you'd have been better off keeping your clothes in your nice, clean bag, but there's no going back now. Check the closet. You know, it never gets easier being right. Knowing that when you open a door, bad things are going to be behind it. You can see why your cousin said you should put your clothes in the dresser instead of this closet. There must be decades of family history stacked up in here. Pick up the doll because I hate myself. Property... Wait. Am I just dumb? Oh no, it said, yeah. Oh my god, I am also just dumb because it's telling us what it says. Of course, you're sharing a room with a creepy doll. You pick it up to examine it more closely. Its foot reads, Property of Alexandra. No need to carry this around with you. And I don't think I even know necessarily, or I can't remember who an Alexandra is. And I'm just going to tack on the last name Scarlet, because, duh. You close the closet behind you. Examine the painting on the wall. This must be an older relative of yours, judging by the dates on the inscription. You've never heard of her, but you'd barely heard anything about your aunt and cousin until a week ago, so that's not really a surprise. Maybe you could ask Tabitha about this Mary Belle Scarlet the next time you see her. That is, if she's actually in the mood for conversation. Look out the window. Ooh, a garden. You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. if you owned this place, you'd totally get out there with a shovel and some gardening gloves and whip it into shape. You'd go out and pull weeds, chop trees, carve topiaries, and do whatever you needed to do to return it to its former glory. And once it was all done, you'd sit by the fountain, which of course would have a little goldfish in it, and drink a floral tea while enjoying the bird song. Yeah, we'd definitely do that. Just not right now. Me? Let's think about all the things I could do if I was rich. It doesn't seem like there's much else for you to do here right now. Oh my god. In my first playthrough, I told the guy on the bus that I was allergic to peanuts, so I could only eat jelly sandwiches. I could make an actual PB&J instead of just a J. You haven't had anything to eat all day. The only things louder than your stomach right now are the creaks and moans of this ancient place. A PB&J sounds exactly like what you need to take on the rest of the day. You head to the kitchen. Also, she was not joking. The fixins for PB&J are all that you will probably be eating the week you're here. You're back in the kitchen, ready to craft a beautiful peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's a daunting task, given the state of the place. The aggressive growls of your stomach outweigh your fear of food poisoning. Also, can you? I mean, I guess mold, but I feel like food poisoning's not necessarily what you need to worry about with PB&J. I'm thinking too deeply. To get started, you'll probably need to find some peanut butter, some jelly, bread, a plate, and a knife. Approach Frou-Frou! The cat hisses at you as you draw near but remains firmly in place. This is clearly Frou-Frou's spot on the counter. Back away. Okay! I thought, there's a thing up above your head. I was kind of going there. Back away from Frou-Frou, trying not to make any sudden movements. Search the fridge. As you approach the fridge, your eyes catch a note taped to the door reading, "Janie, stay out." In all caps. Below it, in separate handwriting, are the words, "Okie dokie." I only met Janie briefly, but she sounded fun. Okay, lots of banana chocolate chip, and then butter, mayo, some carrots down there, some milk, whatever that is, and lots of jelly. You open the fridge. You already feel a deep urge to wash your hands, even though you have yet to touch anything other than the handle. Examine takeout. Check mayo. I don't want to touch anything else in here. The jelly is cute, though. And grape jelly is best jelly. Fight me. You reach for one of the unopened jars of grape jelly, carefully checking its expiration date. You breathe a sigh of relief when you realize it's recent. Also, if it's sealed, jelly will last you till the freaking apocalypse. Not really, but it has a very long shelf life. This was either purchased specifically for you, or jelly is one of the few things in this kitchen Tabitha actually uses. All you need now is a plate, a knife, bread, and some peanut butter. Better close this fridge and keep looking. Do it! Close the fridge. Return to the kitchen, closing the fridge. Pantry! Oh, so that door is the pantry. It just freaked me out that it opened. Tabitha sure loves her mac and cheese. 1, same. 2, mouse. 3, that's a lot of peanut butter. 4, this is way too much fucking bread. And look, I think all of these have gone bad, and this one's starting to go bad. Why do you buy shit like this? Look closer. You squint into the darkness of the pantry. Behind the molded bread, a single book lies forgotten, a thin layer of dust collected on its cover. You pick it up. At Home Gourmet. Have him coming back for seconds. Ugh, what? You flip to a bookmarked page. Teddy's favorite, serve on toast or with plain crackers. Both calf's brain and aspic are unappetizing enough on their own, and you can only imagine how vile the combination of the two would be. What kind of person would call this their favorite food? No wonder your mom ran far, far away from this place. I didn't find that the last time. You shut the book and put it back. Take the bread. You pick up one of the non-moldy loaves of bread. Great! One step closer to a satisfying snack. All you need now is a plate, a knife, and some peanut butter. Peanut butter! GIF. The king of nut butters, and only 3% of each jar is mashed up cockroaches. Ew. The only things you need now are a plate and a knife. Examine the mac and cheese. Craft with a C. You pick up a box of Tabitha's mac and cheese. You can't say you've ever seen the brand before. I really like, so that means, other than the bottle that I couldn't really tell because it was behind the text box, that literally the only things in her fridge, other than maybe also the mayo, are for either PB&J or mac and cheese. How is this woman even alive? I'll save that last one. Said empty the box and put the mouse in it. I promise I will at some point do that. Staying away from the mac and cheese was one of your cousin's hard rules, and she already seems to not like you. She doesn't seem to like much. You put the box back where you found it, reluctant to make things worse than they already are. Oh, don't worry, we'll get over that. You close the pantry door as best you can and turn back to the rest of the kitchen. Cabinet. See? The cabinet above the cat, so I had to walk toward the cat. This cabinet must be where Tabitha keeps the dishware and, oddly enough, the utensils. Grab a plate and a butter knife. Ooh. Examine the mug. It reads, I was blown away at Blowing Rock, NC, North Carolina, so your aunt and cousin actually traveled sometimes, even if it was only a few hours from the estate. Maybe you can route your return trip through Blowing Rock. It might be nice to see the local sights before heading home. Examine the shot glass. It reads, I survived Deb's 50th. Your aunt's name was Perlan, so this wasn't for her 50th. In the few stories you've heard from your mom, Perlan wasn't the type to have kitschy friends who gave out themed shot glasses at their birthday parties. Keen eye. Maybe it belongs to Janie. You imagine she might need an alcoholic beverage to get through cleaning this place, especially with Tabitha's sour face peering over her shoulder. Which you know she does. Grab a plate and a butter knife. You grab a plate and a butter knife. Look at us go. This is the last ingredient you needed to make your PB&J. Time to get to work. You close the cabinet and look back to the rest of the kitchen. Make baby. Despite the state of this horrendous kitchen, you have successfully combined your 3 ingredients to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Congratulations! You can feed yourself. Mediocrely. Mediocrely? I've never used that word in that tense. Ta-da! A job well done. Nom 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 nom. All of that hassle and it took you less than a minute to eat. The rest of the day lies in front of you. Check out the garden. Ah, so it's that door. Little fawn children. In a swing. Don't sit on that. You can already see it's breaking. See? Breaking. Sorry, I had to yawn. This garden was reclaimed by the wilderness long ago. It might not be very safe, but who's to stop you from venturing deeper? Nobody. Explore. Ooh, and a greenhouse. I like that. You wander further into the garden. It's quiet out here. And I can't go any further. Oh, and then... Of course we have the family graveyard behind our house. Of course we do. Head back inside and close the door. You're done here. Congratulations, you've eaten and have a full day ahead of you. What do you want to do next? No. I'm not gonna do the house yet. Might as well head into town. There's not much left for you to do here other than head out and explore the town. You do just that. I'm gonna take a drink of some Mountain Dew. If you'd have known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop, especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. I think that's just her face. If only you could wipe the slate between the two of you clean and bury some of the tension. Though maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. But when else? Because in theory we're leaving. Or we. Who's we? I'm leaving at the end of this funeral. Let me know down in the comments your favorite flavor of Mountain Dew. If you drink. And I don't care if it's 0 sugar or diet. Dews do. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. Continue. Ooh, mountains. It's really pretty out here. Continue. Finally, you made it back to town. The holler, as that guy on the bus called it, has probably seen better days. It still has the feeling of an idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age. A chill breeze sweeps down the lane and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave. You know... Oh! Yes! Gretchen, come back! I like how some of the things go faster than the others. Alright, everyone. I need you to understand something very important. 1. Mothman shirt. 2. And even more importantly than the Mothman shirt. This adorably ugly little fuck. Her name is Gretchen. She is the top tier character, and you need your first playthrough to include animal talking, because she is amazing, and I give her a southern accent, and it is the best thing ever. Point blank. No comments, no arguments, no nothing. Sorry about that. Gretchen can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. Dude, same. Tell me more about this wonderful creature. I am in love with this dog and wish to know everything there is to know about her. Gladly. Her favorite food is Cheese Whiz. Her favorite toy is an old sock I sewed to look like a squirrel, and her favorite show is Murder, She Wrote. All wonderful things. Sometimes I leave it on in the background while I'm working to give her something to do. She'll actually sit in her little bed and watch it like an old lady with her programs. Yes. How'd you two meet? That's so cute. How'd you first meet her? My mom was a vet, and she used to visit the regional animal shelter on weekends to do checkups. That's awesome. When I was really young, I'd go with her to volunteer, which really meant I'd do a little bit of manual labor, then play with the dogs for the rest of the day. Fair and valid. And I would be upset with you if you didn't play with the dogs for the majority of the day. One weekend, believe it or not, someone dropped off this little 1-year-old pug that had outgrown its cute puppy stage. When I went to clean her kennel, she looked up at me with those big, watery, nervous eyes, wagging her entire butt, and whimpering like no one had ever loved her before. I couldn't not fall head over heels, you know? My parents were rugged mountain folks, so they weren't big on toy breeds, and at first they refused to even consider adopting poor Gretchen. But I kept visiting every week, and soon enough they caved and let me take her home. My dad still wasn't too keen on her at first, but soon enough he was taking her out on the trails like she was a hound dog. Keen eye. You can't help but notice that she's been talking about her parents in the past tense. Sorry for talking your ear off, but I can't help it. I could prattle on about Gretchen for hours. But where are my manners? Talking to you for this long without introducing myself. I'm Stella. It's not often I see a strange face up in the holler. Every now and then there's a new crop of coal folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. Why, thank you for noticing. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? Maybe I'm gonna have to add a Peanuts playthrough, because I'm still carrying these boiled peanuts. Introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Kelpie. You must be Tabby's cousin, right? That's the only person I can think of who would come to town for the funeral. How's she holding up? To be honest, I've been a little worried about her, all alone up in that big house. I'm sorry. Wait. Ooh, what? Ooh, this is mystical and keen eye. I like that. I don't know how she's doing. The real Tabitha's buried under whatever icy front she's putting on. Whoever she is, I don't think many people get to actually see that person. She's always been a little rough around the edges. To be honest, it's always been hard to tell if that's just the way she is, or if she's just been putting on an act her whole life. To think she's been up in that old mansion all by herself. I'm glad you're here. You being in town will probably do her good, even if she doesn't think so herself. How long have you known her? Oh, quite a long time. The town's really small, so everybody's known everybody else as far back as they can remember. Tabby and I got a little close when we were both in the school's production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. I was Puck, and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. But then she graduated, and that was that. Oh, if you just got to town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to the diner for a coffee, and they've got amazing biscuits. My treat. Okay, so, yes, we would get information if we followed Stella. However, I am going to deviate because I did that before, so I'm trying to experience some new stuff, see where life takes me. I think I'm just going to wander for a while. Thanks for the offer, though. Okay, if you're sure. You're missing out, though. But I'm sure I'll be seeing you around. Don't be a stranger. Heh, I am. The two continue on their way up the road, leaving you to your business. Go to the general store. And so, this is my first time in the general store, meeting either of these characters for technically the first time, which didn't happen until episode 3? Maybe? In my other one, you wander into the quaint little general store. It's not as put together as some of the others you saw along your journey. It seems to reflect the state of the town, with its meager offerings of dented canned goods and neglected tourist-trap trinkets. It feels like an old place that is slowly limping its way to the modern day, lagging behind by just enough to be eternally unfashionable. Rough. The rundown country ambiance clashes terribly with the goth woman behind the counter, who has been eyeing you with something between curiosity and dawning horror. Goth clerk. Oh my god. She was clearly trying to say it quietly, but of course you heard her. You're the only two people here. There's also something about her that you recognize. A closeness of spirit that makes her feel familiar to you, despite the obvious fact that you've never met. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, talk to the clerk. Hello, gorgeous. Hi, are you looking for something in particular? You said, oh my god. Ooh, oh my god. Sorry, but do I know you? You feel so weirdly familiar. I'd be surprised if you did. I'm Kanika. Also, this little dude's freaking me out. And you must be Kelpie. Nobody thought you were actually going to show up. It's like Bigfoot just walked in. I'm just trying to see. There's a lot of options. Yeah, you got me. I'm Tabitha's cousin. Well, I'll try not to hold your family against you. Thank you. You mentioned not holding my family against me. Do you have a problem with Tabitha? That depends. Are you guys friends? I mean, just because I am or am not doesn't... I don't know, I just met her. Well, if she's been a little mean, try not to take it personally. That's just Tabitha. Good luck with her this week. I mean it. The stuff that she and Pearl Ann used to say about you, well, it doesn't bear repeating. Crazy she'd say anything at all, seeing as how she's never met me until right now. My aunt used to talk about me? What did she say? I'm so excited getting this new info. If you really want to know, I do. That you and your mom were stuck-up city people who thought you were better than the town. That your mom was for having you out of wedlock. That it's good your mom left, because she was going to drink away the family fortune. She would just say anything. I never believed a word of it, because I heard what she always said about my family too, and I knew nothing that came out of her mouth was worth anyone's time. I think most people in town knew that. However, Tabitha is not most people. I'm sure she believed it all. I don't envy you, having to spend the whole week with someone who thinks so poorly of you. And she's just generally difficult to be around anyway. How do you get away with fashion like that in a rural southern town? What, like they're gonna try me for witchcraft? Sure, I get weird looks sometimes, and there are definitely some ladies in town who have made it their job to save my soul. But there are way too many hippies in these hills for most people to be concerned about what I'm wearing. And my mom is queen hippie, so I'm probably the least witchy person I know. Everyone my mom talks to might as well be wearing a pointy hat and carrying a broom. I love that for my future here. What do you think of the Scarlet Hollow? Do you want me to be honest, or do you want me to sound like a tour guide? If you want me to go tour guide mode, it has nice trees in autumn, though it does the rest of... So does... God, that fucking sentence. Though so does the rest of Western North Carolina. I wouldn't know, I've never been. If you want my honest opinion, I think this town is rotting from the inside, and it's only a matter of time until it finally breathes its last. Foreshadowing! But again, nice trees in autumn. I love this girl. Third favorite character. Doesn't sound like you're very fond of this place. No, I'm not. I've spent enough time here for one lifetime. But getting out is always easier said than done. That's true. You feel like the normal person I've talked to. If the only other person you've met is Tabitha, anyone would seem normal. I'll take the compliment, though. Do I want anything? I don't like this. I don't like that everybody knows me. I know exactly what you mean. Oh, I like that. Everyone here has known me since I was a baby, so it's like I'm a perpetual teenager to them. You're lucky your mom got out before you ever had to deal with that. I'd better get out too before I become one of those old fogies sitting on her porch telling grown adults about something they did when they were 10. What is there to do in town? I have a lot of time to kill. If you're looking for something exciting, you definitely came to the wrong place. The only restaurant we have in town is the diner. The only real place to hang out is probably the library. There's a gas station, for what that's worth. And there's a bar, but that's not exactly a place you'd want to go. It's a dive that's always full of minors. I'm pretty sure someone at the diner's throwing a party this weekend, in case you want to go to a weird house party with a bunch of strangers the day before a funeral. If I were you, I would just wait out the week, read a book, and hope the days pass quickly. Then go back to your life and forget you were ever here. I suppose I should probably buy something while I'm here. Oh, sure. Chip. Grab a nearby bag of chips, some brand you've never seen in your life, and approach the counter. That'll be $1, Kelby. Okay, can I buy my chips now? It was nice chatting. It was nice chatting. I'll get out of your hair now, but I'm sure I'll see you around. Wait. Oh. Ah, shit, this is embarrassing. It's really not. That'll be $1. Yeah. Oh, I'm not used to games. I really thought it was just joshing with me about pay the money. You hand Kanika a crumpled dollar bill. As is custom, the chips are now yours. Alright, see ya. Bye. I'm so happy that I got to meet Kanika in this way. With your goods acquired, you make your way back to Main Street. Go to the town hall at the end of Main Street. Sure. Oh my god, seeing some of these characters first day is crazy! What you find inside the elegant building is not a town hall, as was suggested by the letters carved in stone out front. Instead, you find something that looks more like a library. In fact, it is a library. The air is thick with the smell of old paper and fresh coffee. A man bases himself sorting books on a mobile shelf, and a cat lounges on a book cart. Cat! There is a group of teens. Everybody's looking at me. There's a group of teens gathered on the stairs, not sitting in chairs despite the prevalence of empty seats, as is their custom. They glance up at you with slight annoyance, as is also their custom. Yeah, because I'm totally harshing your vibe or whatever it is. But your focus can't help being drawn to a massive mural on the far wall, depicting a scene of a town fire and a man savagely tied to what looks like a metal beam. Hi there, I'm Oscar. If you need any help, just let me know. The cat, to you, meows at you in a seemingly warm greeting. Hi, cat. My own cat just meowed at me when I said that. That was very funny. Go talk to Oscar. Hi, look at this baby. Yes. Oscar, clearly the librarian here, smiles at you from behind the shelf of books, but as his eyes focus on your face, the smile fades, replaced with a look of dawning recognition. Do I look like an ancestor for people to be looking at me like this? Wait a minute, you must be... Never mind, sorry. Who is it, Dad? Do you know them? No, Rosalina, don't worry about it. Oh my god, wait! I heard somebody at school talking about how the long-lost Scarlet heir was coming back to town this week, you know, for the funeral. That must be them! Hoodie girl. But Becca, Miss Tabitha is the heir, right? What? Shut up, Alexis. I know what I heard. I think Alexis is right. I think Tabitha already owns the mines. You're 13, Rosalina. Stop acting like you know things. Okay, Becca, geez. Girls, please be nice to each other. Yes, this is Tabitha's cousin, and no, they aren't the true heir to the Scarlet Fortune or anything like that. They're just here to pay respects to Miss Perlan. So much for not making you feel like we know everything about you. I have to imagine that's a bit uncomfortable, but welcome to Scarlet Hollow, Kelby. Again with the offer your royal peanuts. I'm hoping that at some point, since I'm carrying these around, if I carry them around for the whole week, do I actually get something out of it? What's with that crazy mural on the wall? Oh, that? I always forget it's there. I imagine it must be kind of unsettling to folks who didn't grow up with it. It commemorates the events of the collapse of 1918, a local tragedy that devastated the town and nearly ended Scarlet Hollow. The man, tied to the rail, is Charles Shaw, a fellow who worked with your relative, Enoch Scarlet, and who was supposed to be in charge of the safety of his workers. But instead, he cut corners to the point where the mine caved in on itself and killed a significant portion of the men and boys in town. You can see the fire still raging in the background as they run him out on a rail. I don't know if that's a dramatization or not, but it's certainly a striking image, isn't it? Anyway, Enoch Scarlet pulled the town's spirit out of the wreckage and set it on the path to becoming what it is today. So we have a lot to thank your family for. Is living with your dad kind of like living with a teacher? Are you like always in school, basically? Yeah, it's fun, right? Seems like fun to me. All my dad does is watch TV and drink beer. See, that's what dads are supposed to do. That's normal. Not necessarily. I'm concerned for you, child. Pet cat? You pet the cat. He purrs loudly, leaning fully into your knuckles as you scratch underneath his chin. He is way into this. Yes! My life is whole again. So into this that he gives you an affectionate little bite. That's still purring like a motorboat. My cat does that. And you pull your hand away slowly before he can decide you're a fun toy to try and disembowel. Do you know my cousin? Well, everyone in town, like these, kind of knows each other, but I wouldn't say that we're friends or even acquaintances. I know of her, and presumably she knows of me. I hope she's doing all right. I know how hard it is to grapple with the loss of a parent, especially so young. It's disappointingly common up in these parts. People don't tend to go to the doctor until it's too late, and most of them live hard lives on top of that. It seems even Pearl Ann wasn't safe from the ravages of mountain life. Oh my god, that is way too much information. I don't see how. He is right, though. Didn't your uncle die last year, Alexis? Yeah, he was pretty young and he got cancer. Ew, can everyone stop oversharing? How is that oversharing? I'm confused. And also, now I'm even more intrigued by this town knowing what I know is coming up. Or what has the potential to happen. I don't remember asking for a Greek chorus to chime in on my conversation, girls. Then don't talk so loud. God, she's a bitch. I hate teens. Shouldn't those kids be in school? It's fall break! What they said. And I'm happy to have them here. I like knowing what Rosalina gets up to. What are you girls doing again? We're taking a what dragon species are you quiz. Oh my god, I love that shit. Yeah, and we have to focus, so please don't keep distracting us by asking what we're doing. Okay, for this next one, choose a smell. I like smoky, but I don't know. That seems like it'll just get us like a normal fire-breathing dragon. Yeah, if we want the Japanese air dragon, we'll need to be more strategic. What does air smell like? Aren't we supposed to just answer the one we like best? Not if we want to get the best dragon. I'm gonna say ocean spray, because spray is in the air. Why would I want to talk to the mayor? Not to say I'm done with questions. Ugh, we got sea worm. Ew! We were clearly too distracted by all that talking over there. I thought libraries were supposed to be quiet places of study. Yeah, is that what you're doing, Becca? Studying? Come on, let's go to your place, Alexis. I feel like a 5-year-old when I hang out in the library anyway. Yeah, we could watch a movie in your basement. Do you think your parents would mind? I can ask. They never mind. Come on, let's go. Becca has a terrible attitude and relationship with her parents. I'm guessing it now. The teens start towards the door with Becca in the lead. Wait, Rosalina, when should I expect you back? We're doing a sleepover, right? I'll have to see. My mom was gonna make pot pies for dinner. That's okay, we can order pizza. Alright, Becca. Are you paying? Their conversation fades as they walk out the door. Keep me posted. The ravages of parenthood. I wouldn't know. Teens, am I right? You say knowingly, despite your lack of children. I'm sure I'll miss this when she's off at college. That's what I keep telling myself, at least. Anyway, I'd better go shelve these books before it gets too late, but feel free to stop by any time. I'm always around, since I work here. Yay. You make your way back to Main Street. It looks like the sun's finally starting to set. Maybe you'll see if a sleepy southern town like Scarlet Hollow has a vibrant nightlife another day. But for now, you feel ready to head back to the estate. Head back. And, knowing things I know, I'm going to be looking into the darkness. You return to the dirt road, beginning the trek back up towards the estate. You can hit the H button on your keyboard to hide the text box at any time. And why would I want to do that, you ask? No reason. No reason at all. As the sun sinks deeper into the horizon, the sky is flooded with orange and pink hues, the shadows around you darkening and stretching out over the path. The mountains seem to make night come quickly here, their rounded hills blotting out the dying sun prematurely, casting the valley of Scarlet Hollow in an eerie autumn twilight. I will say, right now, oh god, I just noticed. Guys, is that a mountain lion? The son of mountain lion looking at me. I was just about to say in my last playthrough something significant happens every day, obviously, because each day is an episode. But something very significant happened in my first playthrough, and I was just about to comment on it when my gaze finally locked on the mountain lion staring at me. Oh god. Am I about to die? You've had a long day. Between traveling and meeting all these strangers, the dusty bed that waits for you back at the estate is starting to sound. You pause mid-thought. Something is standing in the tree line, watching you, trying to be very still. I can't imagine how I would have felt with that sentence if I hadn't noticed it first. It's a cat, and a very big one. Oh, I'm actually... Wait. So my thought process... So, I think I mentioned at the beginning, or near the beginning, that I'm never really sure, up till what I've already experienced of the game, whether or not my life is fully, truly in danger. Like, can I die? And before the game ends. Like, can it get cut off prematurely? And I'm hopeful that I can't. But that means if we're about to learn something related to what I already know happened is another way this day can go, I'm actually very interested in how this might play out. And my mythical trait is going off. There's a tension that chills you in a way that extends beyond the physical threat the creature poses. Something about the way it looks at you feels wrong. Distant, like it's both looking at you and looking through you at the same time. Okay, so... Okay. So obviously we can run. The way that our mystic sense went off makes me feel like something's different, and obviously I have some foreknowledge. But if this is a real mountain lion, and in thought process of it's going to react like a real mountain lion, I don't want to put my back to the mountain lion. Start walking backwards to town, maintaining eye contact, continue toward the estate. I'm gonna just say, I can see you there, you know. Why? Because I'm fucking stupid. The creature continues to watch you. It remains unsurprisingly silent. Should I go back to town? Because obviously to get to the estate, I have to walk past it. Let's go backwards to town, maintaining eye contact. You begin walking backwards to town, neither you nor the thing watching you breaking eye contact with the other. The foliage in the tree line snaps and crunches as you walk, matching your pace. It would seem that the creature you've encountered is intent on stalking you. Yikes! Oh god, I kind of knew that it was gonna happen. I kind of knew that this was where we were gonna end up. And then it emerges. An honest-to-goodness mountain lion. And there's something horribly wrong with it. Yeah. Okay, let me move this now that way. Ooh, this poor bud. I feel bad. You reflect on the tension you felt when you first caught a glimpse of it in the woods. This creature isn't just ill. Something is replacing it. It takes yet another step towards you, drool leaking from its slack mouth. I kind of expected something to change in the background too, with it being this far. Run away backwards, start filming. Start filming?! Look for something to defend yourself with. I think I am just going to run. Oh, the music! You turn tail, trying to outrun the sickly thing. You hear the rustling of leaves as it dashes after you, gaining ground by the second until... There's a heavy thump as it connects. You find yourself tumbling forward, pitching over the side of the road and rolling downhill. It's disorienting. You find it to be almost impossible to stop yourself, the incline too steep, every attempt ending in more scratches and bumps from the rough terrain of the mountainside. I didn't expect this at all. Oh god, oh no! This isn't where I want to be with a mountain lion. You finally land with a breath-stealing thump in a small copse of trees. I've never understood how to say that word. Battered and bruised, bleeding from the thorny shrubbery, but not dead. Oh, and he's also not dead. I am assuming the mountain lion's gender. It doesn't bother trying to hide now, leaping down into the clearing with killing intent in its wide yellow eyes, ready to finish what it started. And then, I'm concerned that this is gonna get loud for me. Incoming loud noise. Yep, I called that shit. The evening air is pierced with the sound of a gunshot. The mountain lion is gone in a flash, leaving a thin trail of blood behind as it disappears into the dark woods beyond the path. As you gain your bearings, you realize that your chips are gone. You must have lost them in your fall. My chips! Damn! Nearly had the thing. Anna nearly had you too. Who the hell are you? What are you doing out here? Looking to get shot? Yeah, definitely. Oh, for the boiled peanuts. I swear to God. Thanks, man. That was a close call. Don't mention it. It's a shame I only grazed it. Wait a tick. There's something awfully familiar about you. I get that a lot. He looks you up and down with his good eye. Maybe if you had your two eyes, you'd be able to aim better. You're that Scarlet kid everyone's been saying wasn't gonna show. Well, I apologize for my brusqueness, and I'm sorry for you and Miss Tabitha's loss. You can call me Duke. Hi, Duke. Duke seems to think for a moment, glancing up at the darkening sky. God, this music is loud. You'd better not keep walking around on your own out here. Not with that thing on the prowl. I'd hate to think anything might happen to you without me around to save your skin. That is a fair thing to worry about. Tell you what, tag along with me while I finish what we started, and I'll be sure to get you home safe. I'd wager Miss Tabitha would appreciate somebody looking out for you. That both makes me happy that I'll have a guard and also worries me greatly. There's something wrong with that mountain lion. It was all pustully. It's probably got the cancer. Had all them lumps. Doesn't mean it's any less dangerous. If I had to guess, I'd say it's more deadly than ever, now that it sees death coming for it. As you well know, when's the last time you heard of a mountain lion attacking anybody, especially on this side of the continent? You're one of the lucky few, so don't ruin it by going off and dying alone in the woods after God did you a favor. I appreciate you looking out for me too, thanks. Didn't you already thank me? You ain't one of them folks who won't shut up about thanking someone who helped them once, are you? Don't matter. Stick with me and we'll make sure it doesn't get the chance to take a chunk out of anybody. I don't like the thought of a man-eater like that around my town. You and Duke make your way into the dark woods, following the trail of blood the mountain lion left behind. Yes, because that's what we should do. Follow the mountain lion with the guy who only has one good eye. Before long, the sun has completely set. I'm going to put this here. And the two of you find yourselves in near total darkness. Excuse me, I burped in the middle of that sentence. Though Duke has a flashlight, he uses it sparingly, letting you both adjust to the starlight instead. Not a bad choice. Alright, and here's your update on watch the backgrounds just in case. I don't like that much darkness is behind you, sir. Every sound feels deafening as the two of you pick your way through the underbrush. Every snapping twig could be the deadly paws of the thing that hunted you. Every rustling leaf the herald of a vicious attack. Though you know deep down it's probably nothing but squirrels and shrews. And then suddenly I missed the loud music. Until you hear the unmistakable sound of something large, shifting among the fallen leaves. Gotcha! The old man quietly steps forward, gun held at the ready. What the hell? Oh, hi, Stella. Duke, you scared me. What are you doing out here so late? Stella, I'd ask you the same, but I'm sure I know what has you slinking around after dark. Do you know how close I just came to putting a hole in you? But you didn't! No harm, no foul. Hey, Kelpie. Weird to see you out here so late. Does Tabitha know you're with Duke? Gretchen's little nose seems to pick up something she doesn't like. She thrashes in Stella's arms, whining threateningly. That artwork, hilarious as fuck. Whoa, calm down, girl. You know Kelpie. I swear, it gets so hard to hold on to her when she gets like this. Sometimes it feels like she's only geriatric when she wants to be. It's alright, little lady. You're so safe so long as you got your mama looking after you. Unlike you, Stella. If you decide to keep on doing whatever it is you're doing out here, I think you'll find these woods ain't agreeable tonight. Kelpie here had a run-in you wouldn't believe. So just go on home and save all this for some other night. Wait, a run-in? What kind of run-in? Was it supernatural? Like I said, you won't believe it. Now put that damn camera away. I was attacked by a mountain lion. A mountain lion? Are you sure? I know what a fucking mountain lion looks like, Stella. Oh, for the love of... Don't you get started, Stella. We was both there. We saw the damn thing. It was a mountain lion, plain and simple. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just that I did that whole video on them and found absolutely no evidence that they exist out here. Eastern mountain lions are extinct. There hasn't been a sighting in decades. There hasn't been a sighting in decades until now. Your friend here damn near got eaten by one. So if you don't want your last video to be found 20 years from now next to a pile of your bones in the den of some long-dead creature, you'd best get out of these woods. That would be so cool! Only Stella would say that. And depending on your playthroughs, you'll understand why I made that comment. No, it would not. Your mom and daddy are spinning in their graves here and talk like that. Yikes, he brought up the dead parents. If they ain't around to stop you, then I'll take on that responsibility. Go on, get. The old man shoos her away. Bye, I'll go. Despite Stella's apparent willingness to back down, an existential dread begins to settle into your spine. Something fated has been locked in stone. Somebody here is going to die tonight. I'm going to say it. We all need to get out of the woods right now. If we don't, someone here is going to die tonight. Why even try to warn them? Fate is fate. There is no resisting it. You know this. Oh, you're just shook up from earlier. No one's gonna die. Except the mountain lion, of course. And Miss Richmond here, if she doesn't keep her word. No, I'm totally just going home, like I said. Thanks, Duke. Later, Kelpie. Let me know if you see anything cool. And with that, she's off. It's just you and Duke in the dark woods once again. And I haven't decided whether or not that makes me happy. It makes me happy in a way, and nervous in another way. Damn, we've been stopped too long. Now the old hip is starting to voice its complaints. There's an overlook just up this way. Let's sit a spell. I brought a few victuals along if you're peckish. Victuals? You find your way along the narrow path and emerge on a rocky outcropping overlooking the dark forest. Tell me when you see it, people. Also, can I... Nope. Damn it! Shit! You find your way along the narrow path and emerge on a rocky outcropping overlooking the dark forest. The sky above is smeared with stars. The more than you've ever seen before. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Duke interrupts the serenity of the scene with his old man grunts, folding his creaky joints as he settles in on a nearby log. He starts rustling through a small pack you hadn't noticed he was carrying, pulling out some beef jerky and a couple of beers. Sorry about the change in the scenery. I was seeing if I could move, like, my name for the that's the Discord thing, because of me using the Fugi. But hey, if you hadn't noticed it before, it's currently... The thing I was concerned about is currently underneath my name, hovering in the side of the screen right there. And I don't like it. At least it's a nice night, even if the circumstances leave something to be desired. Help yourself to jerky. And as for the beer, I was planning on having both cans myself, but I suppose I can be convinced to spare one. I'm serious about that feeling I got, Duke. Something bad's going to go down. Are they oh, okay. I can't believe Stella wouldn't believe us about the mountain lion. Are they really that rare up here? If you ask most people, there ain't been any in these parts for decades, but everybody who lives deep enough in the hills has a story or two about seeing one. Not that anybody believes us. And if we don't manage to bag that son of a bitch, you'll have one of them stories too. And then you'll get the rare pleasure of telling people what you seen with your own 2 eyes and never having nobody believe you. Well... Should you be drinking in this situation? Isn't that dangerous? Oh, line up. It's just a Bud Light. It ain't moonshine. Anybody who gets drunk off a Bud Light is drinking it wrong. I find it helps to keep my aim steady, lowers the nerves just enough to shake the tremor out of my trigger hand. Maybe if you had one, it'd calm your jitters. Oh, yeah, okay. For a moment, you think you catch something in the tree line from out of the corner of your eye, but before you can see anything, it's gone. Is it just me or does it feel like we're being watched right now? That's just nature, you'll get used to it. I don't think I will. Ooh, so I could make myself vegan or vegetarian. I don't feel like doing that. Seems like you and Stella go way back. What do you think of her? What do I think? I think she's a nice young lady and she's been through a lot in her short time on this earth. He lets a conspicuous silence fall between the two of you. That thing about her parents rolling in their graves. Are they both dead? Yes, they are. God rest their souls. He takes a quiet, contemplative sip of beer. Move on. About what you said earlier. Why did everyone think I wasn't going to come for the funeral? That'd be Miss Perland's doing. She was never very kind when talking about your side of the family. Bless her heart, and God rest her soul, of course. But she told everybody your side of the family had sworn off Scarlet Hollow and everybody who lived here, so nobody around these parts thought we'd be seeing much of you. You're from here. What do you think of Scarlet Hollow? What do I think? You might as well be asking me what I think of the air I breathe or the dirt I'm standing on. How am I supposed to know? I'm in it. I should be the one asking you. What do you think of our town? It traps people, and it doesn't like letting them go. That's why I'm here. It finally got me back. I'm starting to get the impression that you are an unusual individual. Thank you for noticing, Duke. I suppose it takes all kinds. Tell me about yourself. You want to know about me? Can't say I know what there is to tell. I've got a beautiful wife, Irma, who I love to hail him back, and we've got our boy, Bo, and our little farm. And our closest neighbor is that bastard, Julius Tremaine, but that's neither here nor there. Tell me, what's the biggest pumpkin you've ever seen? I get the feeling you want to show me a large pumpkin. Damn right. And not just any pumpkin, the biggest pumpkin I bet you'll ever see. Feast your eyes on this lady. Duke pulls out his wallet, flipping it open to a photograph of a very, very large pumpkin. Big Betty, my biggest yet. Me and Bo are taking her down to the fair this week, aiming to take home the blue ribbon. Oh, I have an idea, but we'll get to that in a second. How'd it get so big? Patience and dedication and a whole lot of water. Oh, and chicken muck, which of course we got plenty of. Less lately, what with the mountain lion, but even if we don't manage to track it down tonight, it don't look like that thing is long for this world. One way or another, it will soon cease to be on my list of problems. How the hell are you gonna get that thing to the fair? We got ourselves a hay lifter, and of course Bo was a big help. That boy is built like a bull. We tend to put him on the other end of the lift as a counterweight. That ain't to say it's easy. We've lost one or two over the years from mishandling. Not showstoppers like Betty, of course, but it's still some. Even now that we got the hang of things, it's still gonna give me a heart attack to see her lifted up and not know whether something might go wrong. What compels you to spend time growing such a thing? Hell, I don't know what compels anybody. Saw them big seeds in a catalog, thought it might be something me and Bo could do together, teach him a bit of patience and whatnot. And now it's just part of our yearly routine. You could make a pie big enough to feed the whole town with that thing. I would, only it won't taste so good. Irma does her best, but there's not much a giant pumpkin is good for besides animal feed. And for showing up all the other pumpkin farmers are at the state fair, of course. You feel so much more like the kind of person I expected to find out here. Like you really belong. You calling me a stereotype? I'm just joking. I know I picked up some habits the folks around here tend to pass around. At least I ain't on the meth. That's the next generation's troubles. I just chew my tobacco and drink my beer and leave it at that. I will say, though, things ain't like they used to be around here. Kids grow up online and lose their accents because they want to sound like everybody else. They move away and come back with a big head on their shoulders, talking down to their elders just because they went off and got themselves some expensive degree. At least my Bo was a solid mountain boy. He'll be sitting on the porch with a beer, watching the sun go down over the hills every night, same as every Callaway that came before him. He knows there's no shame in the country life. I agree. It's getting, you open your mouth to speak. Oh. Okay. You open your mouth to speak, but before you get the words out, your phone buzzes in your pocket. You're getting a phone call. Here? In the middle of the woods? I like this because we didn't get, I didn't get to experience Duke much at all the first time. So I like, and that's why I wanted to do more playthroughs and I wanted to not necessarily just stick with Stella and follow her. I want to experience more that the characters have to offer. It's your cousin. Pick up the phone. Kelpie, where did you go? Are you dead? Well, I fucking answered the phone, didn't I? I almost got eaten by a mountain lion. I'm wandering around the woods with some old guy with a shotgun. You... what? No wonder you sound like you're inside a blender. Your assessment must be terrible out there. If that's Miss Tabitha, you could tell her you're with old Duke. She'll know me. Clearly, I don't need to explain that being in the woods, especially at night, is a bad thing. Get the old guy to take you back to town. Now. And tell her how I saved your life, too, so she knows you're in good hands. There's a sound nearby. A scuffling. And then... what in the... Look, I'm sorry I won't be around to hang out tonight, but I promise I'll be around tomorrow, okay? I gotta go. Don't wait up for me. I'm going to pick you up. Ooh, okay. The rustling grows louder. That must be my birdie. She's still alive. The call ends abruptly, the bad reception finally giving out. Okay, so I am going to say this before the thought escapes my brain. But for anyone who is old enough to know what I am talking about, the shadow at the top of our screen here, oopsie, I accidentally clicked something. The shadow at the top of our screen here looks very reminiscent of a very specific set of the first original, I think there's like 3 of them, of a very certain Yu-Gi-Oh monster. And I'll just let that sit with you guys for a second as I drink some Mountain Dew. There's also one Digimon that it reminds me of as well. The old man takes a step towards the tree line. Ugh, get your thieving little hands off her! Duke charges forward, flashlight in hand, crashing through the brush. Running with a shotgun, always a great time. Damn, that thing is fast. Which way did it go? What? There's an odd sound nearby, though it isn't the sound of whatever the two of you were chasing. It's a human voice, and one you recognize immediately. It would appear that Stella didn't leave the woods after all. Ahem! It seems we've found one of Duke's chickens, folks, and she's not looking good. I'm hesitant to speculate, but... Duke stops mid-stride to listen, his hearing evidently not quite as sharp as yours. Damn it, I know that voice. So do I. There appears to be some kind of growth. I've never seen anything like it. Geez, I hope I don't get demonetized for this. Yes, because that's what we should worry about. Stella, I swear to God, didn't I tell you to go on home? The two of you emerge into the clearing. I don't know how I ended up at this angle, but fine. Revealing that what Stella had been filming so intently. It's Birdie, her little chicken body panting desperate breaths as she lies in a crumpled heap at Stella's feet. Birdie, oh no, what's happened to you, sweetheart? Duke, I just found her like this. I think there's something seriously wrong with her. No fucking shit. Stella, what the hell? Don't put this online. Kelpie is right. Nobody has to see her like this. Sorry, Duke. It's just, you know, my job. It's cruel, is what it is. Birdie don't deserve to be made into some online sideshow. There is something really wrong with all of the animals we've seen tonight. No goddamn shit. It's like some kind of plague. It better not be contagious. Have you seen anything weird out here tonight, Stella? I sure did. There was this deer that looked an awful lot like Birdie does now, with a big lump. I thought it was cancer, but now I'm not so sure. I got some great footage. You'll see it once I have the chance to edit the video. I didn't get a good look, but there was something off about that mountain lion earlier, too. Examine the chicken! Yikes! It's as bad as I thought. You stoop down to look at the chicken. Examine the growth. I don't really want to be this close. Good God. At first you thought it might have been a tumor, but this is something else. The skin is stretched taut, the growth pulsing beneath. She could still get better. Maybe she just needs that thing to pop, and she'll be right as rain in a couple days. Happened to me once, and there's not so much as a scar these days. I don't know. It kind of looks like there's something in there. Looking more closely at the growth, you think you can see something squirming inside. Oh my God, I did not notice it before. You can see an embryo. You can see an embryo, and I did not notice that. Either earlier as soon as it popped up, or in my last playthrough. Examine ahead. Its poor little chicken eyes look up at you, glazed over, but still rolling around in their sockets with unfortunate life. Yes, I will slightly be slurring into southern accent, since I've now stuck myself with a Duke's accent. Explore the wing. The wing is barely still attached, but that seems to be the least of this chicken's concerns. Whatever got a hold of her busted her wing up too, little bastard. Yeah, what a bastard. Having investigated to your heart's content, you step back and give the bird space. Duke, I don't think it's a mountain lion that's getting at your chickens. Yeah, no shit. In all my years, I've never seen anything like this. Whatever got at Birdie seems like the same thing that must have gotten at that mountain lion. As you, Duke and Stella take stock of the situation, a sound begins to wrap around you. Gently at first. Barely a whisper. But then, a guttural moan, and then another, and another, until suddenly you find yourself surrounded by a chorus of groaning misery. Hey, do you guys hear that? Huh, yes, I hear that. She starts filming again. Come on, Birdie, let's get you home. As Duke scoops up the injured Birdie, the voices in the trees intensify. It's like you're all suddenly surrounded, the strange sounds coming closer, growing bolder. Oh, they're just as bad as I remember. What in the hell is that? Oh, God. I have a visceral dislike for the noises these things make. Don't you step another foot closer or I'll shoot. Don't think I won't. The man hesitates, and the thing steps forward, fixing what seem to be its eyes on Birdie, tucked under Duke's arm. Gretchen starts making ungodly noises, screaming and howling along with the din around you. You and Stella turn just in time to see another of the creatures slithering out from the bush. Gretchen's whines and barks, reaching a fevered pitch, as another creature's malformed hand grasps at her. Okay. Pause. It was hinted at because of my mystic skill. And I will say, and it will obviously be mentioned, or I will put a tag in the beginning of the, like in the title of this, and obviously I will be a little bit more specific in the body, down below. Trigger warning. Because when this first happened to me, I wasn't expecting it, because everything has been it's drawing, but it's still, it can get violent, it can get gory, it can get upsetting. So just take care of yourselves and know that it is just a picture, it is just a story, and it can't hurt you. The aliens are not here with you, they're only in the screen. But I just wanted to give you fair warning that in a very short amount of time, something traumatizing is going to happen. Now, that being said, in my first playthrough I saved the dog. Because I love Gretchen. Because Gretchen is top tier. Part of me wants to do the opposite. A very small part. Because I don't know what will happen if I do something different. However, I'm also not sure, given the situation at hand, whether, like, Duke's got the gun and he's now wrestling with an alien worm thing. And again, I'm not sure about how in danger my life actually is. So I am going to choose to save the dog, because it is in the opposite direction of the out-of-control shotgun. And or rifle. I'm pretty sure it's a shotgun, but just so you know, I'm not deviating from that choice currently. I did think about it, I did contemplate it, but we're not. Oh my god! What's going on over there? As Duke glances back, everything seems to happen at once. A patter of unnatural feet, and then chaos. Duke grapples with the thing as it grabs at his shotgun, pushing the barrel out of the way as it grasps for Birdie, with oddly jointed limbs, while Stella stares in shocked silence, as if paused, watching as the other creature attempts to wrestle Gretchen into the darkness, her desperate cries being going unheeded. I will also say another reason that I will save Gretchen is because currently our understanding is that Stella has no one. She does not have siblings, or she does not have her parents. She only has the dog. She has had the dog for a very long time. And currently, unfortunately, in fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, she's in the freeze. So, yeah. Shit. Get your grubby little hands off my bird! Also, Duke has terrible priorities, but I'm just saying. get the thing away from Gretchen. And also, I'm going to say ow in preparation for how my ears are going to hurt with this. Also, heads up, this is going to hurt for headphone listeners. You dive for Gretchen, attempting to snatch her away from the thing's misshapen hands. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. You manage to grab her, but the creature isn't deterred. It rears back on its hind legs, its mouth opening, whispering tones sliding out alongside something sharp and unnatural. Oh, it's jarring every single time. But then there's the deafening blast of Duke's shotgun, and suddenly it is gone. Maybe second to last, warning that there is a little bit of graphic detailing to be had in the coming slides. Duke? That is it. That the graphic is now over. So you are free to look back. If my memory serves me, it does not pop up again. I'm sorry for anybody who looked and is more upset than they thought they would be, but it is over now. Well, the image is over. The situation at hand, not so much. Oh my god, what do we do? Okay. First things first, we grab Gretchen. There. Step 1 is done. Gretchen is safe. Great. Okay, step 2. What's step 2? Ooh, okay. So, hard. I'm not gonna freak out, because that's not gonna help. I don't think in any world am I gonna pick that, unless, like, I do it on stream and one of you guys picks it. That's not happening. Saved my life today and he's gone. Hey, it's okay. Okay, let's do this one, because I don't really like any of these other ones. I'm not gonna blame her. You never know how you're going to act in a situation like that until it happens. And again, unless I'm doing like a bitch playthrough, like where I just want everyone to fucking hate my guts and try to get myself killed, I don't see myself ever clicking on those kinds. So, let's do this one. Hey, it's okay. Let's just take some deep breaths and collect ourselves. What do you mean? I'm totally acting calm and rational. Now, step 2 is that we chase after those things to get as much footage as we can. It's the only way anyone will believe us about what happened. We owe it to Duke. Stella, we have to get out of here. Okay. Let's go. Ugh, and the sounds. As you and Stella quickly make your way back through the woods, the unearthly whispers of creatures unknown once again surround you. Keep moving. You say nothing, continuing forward with a grim determination. We're almost there. Ugh. You and Stella reach the main road, and the whispers fade back into the sounds of nature. It sounds like they've stopped following us. I should get reception now that we're back on the main road. Let me find my phone so I can call the sheriff. And actually, was that our cousin's truck? You feel a buzz in your pocket. 6 missed calls from Tabitha. And 13 text messages. Call her. You try and call Tabitha back, but it goes straight to voicemail. Text her that you're okay. You text Tabitha back and let her know you're okay. Your message reads unread. Yikes, Tabitha's been blowing up my phone. I guess she must be worried about you. But first things first, let's call the police. Stella pulls out her phone and dials. Hello? Earl? It's Stella Richmond. I'm up the mountain on the Asgina Trail. Duke is dead, Earl. Shotgun. It happened right in front of us. There's something in the woods. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think we're okay, but hurry. Jesus, Earl, who's going to tell Beau? And as we know, Beau is his son. I will say, I'm happy that we got to spend as much time as we did with Duke. And I asked about, he was excited about the pumpkin and I saw the picture. Because that is going to hopefully, I hope, come back. Because something related to that came up in my last playthrough, so I'm hoping that me having seen a picture and knowing that it exists in his stuff, like, if they find his body, then we'll be able to continue on and make a different change in the narrative. I guess now we wait. My cousin said she was coming to get me, but then she didn't. Also, I hate these cops, just so we know. You'll understand why in a second. It takes a little while, but eventually a patrol car arrives at the scene. Out of it walk 2 officers, Sheriff Hugby, a friendly older man, and Deputy Franklin, a serious man wearing sunglasses despite it being the middle of the night. See? Right there. A thing jumps out of the woods, then the shot goes off. What in Sam Hill? What is that? Some kind of Pillsbury Doughboy? Could have been a naked maniac. No, there was more than one. They chased us through the woods. Whatever they aren't human. And they killed Duke. Technically, mishandling of a firearm killed Duke, but I digress. Now we're gonna have to confiscate this camera, Miss Richmond, if you don't mind. This is evidence. But okay. Let me just turn it off to save the battery. You notice Stella pop something out of the camera and slide it up her sleeve. I'm going to really like this whole Kenai thing. Here you go, Deputy Franklin. We appreciate your compliance with the law. I also know that I slurred that last sentence. You can all fuck off about it. We'll get a team out in the morning to retrieve the body, but for now, Sheriff Hugby and I... Please call me Earl. Earl and I will escort you and... Who are you, exactly? That's Kelpie. They came into town today for the funeral. Kelpie? As in... Tabitha's cousin. Yeah. Damn, didn't think you'd actually show. We'll escort you both back to town. If there's a naked maniac on the loose, it's best you don't walk back on your own. It wasn't a... Never mind. Why aren't you going out there tonight? There's a dead body in the woods. Those things out there could attack someone else. Well, it ain't exactly like old Duke is going anywhere at this point. He'll still be out there in the morning. Can you see why I hate these people? We only have a skeleton crew at the moment. Monday nights are Deputy Derrickson's bowling nights. We'll be on alert for any more reports of naked maniacs, but retrieving Duke will just have to wait. Now, if you'll kindly step into the vehicle, we can return you safely to your home. Do we have to ride back with you? We can just walk. Those creatures left. We'll be fine. I'm afraid I'm going to have to insist, for your own safety. Stella sighs. Okay. Thank you. You can ride up front with me, little lady. That is, if your mama permits. Sure, Earl. You can hold Gretchen on the way back to town. It's a dog. The cops usher you and Stella into the back of their squad car. You are just the cutest little thing, Miss Gretchen. Yes, you are. Sheriff Hugby pats Gretchen on the head affectionately, but she remains wholly focused on Stella. A worried look stretched across her little pug face as Hugby scratches behind her ears. Stella is quiet and stiff next to you, back rigid as she stares out the window, jaw clenched. Hey Stella, you good? She doesn't respond. Remain silent. More because I know what's... she's not really going to be able to answer us. Oh, actually. Place a comforting hand on her shoulder. You reach out and rest your palm gently on her shoulder. She jumps slightly at your touch, but you can feel some of her tension ease and hear her let out a self-soothing sigh. Remain silent. You sit quietly, watching the trees pass by in the light of the headlights. Every now and then you think you see a pale, anguished face staring out at you before it slips back into the darkness. Soon, the rumble of gravel beneath the tires gives way to uneven pavement and the car comes to a stop in front of a small cottage. You two stay out of trouble. Oh, not that guy. You two stay out of trouble. We'll have this all sorted out in the morning. Just get a good night's sleep. And you, whatever your name was. I pee freely. Sure. You're in town for the funeral? Good. Don't you go leaving before then. I imagine we'll need to ask you a few questions about everything you've seen tonight. Stella, keep an eye on them for us. Make sure they don't get into any more trouble. You'll have a good night now. Bye-bye, Gretchen. Y'all have a lovely evening. If any bugaboos give you trouble, you know how to get in touch. Yeah, 911, bitch. And here you are. Back in town, away from the woods, with no one but Stella in sight. Holy shit. Okay, so I know it's late, but I'm wound up. I know I, for one, need answers. It's a long shot, but my friend's mom is a weird hippie lady. She knows all about the local wildlife and local myths and legends. Maybe she would have some idea what those things are. I say we go over and show her what we have. Are you with me? Tabitha! Where have you been? I've been waiting in town forever. Were you that lost? Tabby! Great, we were just headed over to Sybil's. You should come with us. A lot happened out there tonight. It'll be better to explain it all at once. Duke saved my life. And then he died. Right in front of me. Wait, you're serious? Someone died? Yeah, the cops dropped us off down here. Well, if you already got the cops involved, I don't see what you think Sybil is going to do. Gave you some weird tea about it? Doesn't sound super helpful to me. It was the circumstances. There were these things out there, Tabby. I can't even describe them, like doughy gnome things. Oh, I see. So she's going to give you the secret gnome knowledge. Kelpie, I don't think we need to waste our time with that. I'm tired, and it sounds like you're tired. We're going home. I guess I'll see you later, Stella. So it wasn't really giving me, like, unless I maybe, like, pushed harder, it wasn't really giving me a way to get out of that. But I think that's good. I think I need to try and understand more about Tabitha's side of things. I guess I'll see you later, Stella. I'll make sure to catch you up on whatever Sybil says, Kelpie. Here's my number. Let me know when you get back so I know you're safe. What, so you're friends now? You'd better not make problems for me all week, Stella. Yeah, because she's at fault for the man accidentally shooting his own face off. Tabitha doesn't wait for Stella to protest before starting back down the road towards her old BMW, towing you along with her. The night around you is blessedly silent, save for the comforting sounds of crickets and your footsteps on pavement. There are no eerie, owl-like calls of pale, leering creatures disturbing the night's peaceful ambiance. The things in the woods are nowhere to be found. At least for now. Oh! Wait a second. I have a feeling I know what is about to... I don't know what is about to happen, but I have a feeling I know what's about to happen, and I think it would be hilarious. But let's see if it actually does. You and Tabitha step into her car. It feels like a lifetime since you've been in this seat, but the truth is, it's been fewer than 12 hours. The smell inside is oddly comforting, like there's some bone-deep recognition that she smells like family. It's so creepy, I love it. Your cousin reaches for the headlights. Kelpie. You can ever so faintly make out the name tag on his jacket. Wayne. Welcome home. You're finally where you're meant to be. The figure steps out of the light, disappearing back into the darkness of the woods. Why did... Who was that? Why did he know my name? Just one of the miners, being dramatic. Everyone here knows your name. I'm sure you've noticed that. It's not a big deal. He was covered in blood. You don't know it was blood. You saw him for 2 seconds. It could have been engine grease or some other dark fluid. Blood is the least likely thing for it to be. Don't freak yourself out over nothing. As she turns on the engine, her keys rattle, betraying the fresh tremor in her hands. She's just as nervous as you. You both ride in silence back up to the estate. And now I'm looking in the outsides to see if there's any little creepos. Oh wait, did it, me?
Self-voicing enabled. Self-voicing disabled.
Self-voicing? The hell? I've already forgotten how to take it down. It's H. We did it. The stars vaguely illuminate its hulking shape perched on the cliffside. Despite the warm porch light, it feels even more abandoned than it did during the day. Its windows dark and lifeless. God, that door was loud as hell. Well, see you in the morning. Why didn't you believe Stella? She wasn't lying. I know Stella, and I know the kind of things she says she sees. And I know how often she can convince other people they see it too. So yeah, I'm skeptical of the... what was it? Gnomes. But hey, maybe her next video will come out and prove me wrong. Ugh, that face. There's a first time for everything. I saw them too. Do you believe me? I believe you even less than I believe Stella. At least I know she can mostly tell the difference between local wildlife and fictional creatures. Emphasis on mostly. You might as well be telling me there's a monster under your bed. But hey, it's not like you have to worry about it for much longer anyway. When the week is over, you won't have to concern yourself with whether or not there's something in the woods. You're pretty dismissive of that Sybil lady. Is there anything I should know about her? She's a hippie type, that's all. I wouldn't trust half of what comes out of her mouth. She was probably going to tell Stella exactly what she wanted to hear, then give you tea about it. Waste of time. You sure you don't want to stay up with me for a little bit? We could talk. Not tonight. Had a long day and so have you. Good night. Well, we tried. Your cousin heads upstairs, giving you a dismissive wave as she makes her way to her bedroom. And so do I. You follow suit, climbing up the creaky stairs to your own waiting bed, with its ancient, dusty sheets. And this part, I'm always waiting for something to happen, and I'm wondering if at any point it actually, like, really will. Because, like, it's just the perfect ambiance for something to spook. As you start to drift off, you remember that Stella asked you to let her know when you got home safe. Call her. You pull out your phone and call. Hey, how are you? She sounds a little different, a warble in her throat. Did you make it back all right? Tabitha and I saw someone weird on the way back. A miner, I guess? He knew my name, said some really creepy stuff. That's scary, man. I think I've got some interesting leads, too. We can compare notes tomorrow. Until then, get some rest, alright? I'm glad you're safe. From the relative safety of this uncomfortable bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else, though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe and warm. Eventually, the sun will rise and chase away the monsters, and make them seem like nothing but bad dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in the normal world and have a boring week in the mountains with your sour-faced cousin. It's a nice thought, but deep down you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. I like the cinematics when they happen. It's really cool. Ugh, I don't like them. All the eyeballs. And don't worry, as we go through, if I think anything from my past playthrough is more relevant, or if I think that maybe we won't get certain information through the means of how we're doing it right now, then of course I will work to add that information in. That guy's name is Reese. We might meet him eventually. Who knows? Ooh. Creepy. And it's cool too to know some of the background to some of these images that we're seeing now that I have gone through episodes 1 through 4. Because it's a lot of foreshadowing. But I promise you I still don't really know what the hell is going on. And yes, we are gonna watch the full cinematic. Is that a bunch of locks on that door? Ooh, I wonder if that's in the house. Ooh. Maybe that's what we'll do, make a priority for next episode, is see about patrolling the house, since I didn't do it this time. But, such a good game. This is the end of episode 1. Episode 2 awaits. If you'd like to continue with this world state in episode 2, please save your game. Save. We are going to put this right there. So yeah, I've literally only just finished episode 4 in this playthrough over here. And now I will be able to keep track by using different names. Okay. And then it says continue. So, I will leave it here. Thank you guys so much for joining me for the first of many playthroughs of Scarlet Hollow, one of my new favorite games. The episode 5 comes out Friday next week, I believe. Don't quote me 100%, but it does come out in the month of February 2026. And I will be streaming it the Saturday after it comes out on my channel. And I will hopefully be posting that on Bluesky. You can follow me on Bluesky and Twitch at the same names as on here, Clover Mackie. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!